With the 5 forces analysis that we did before, Porter argued that the businesses could adopt one of 3 strategies to gain competitive advantage. So the first step is to do the forces analysis, or what we call 5 forces analysis. The second step is to determine what are the ways that an organization or a firm can achieve competitive advantage. So right now we are moving to the second step. There are 3 generic strategies proposed by Porter. The first one is cost leadership. Cost leadership. This involves the business making a product of similar quality to its rivals, but at a lower cost. In other words, a firm or an organization is looking for the best or the most efficient way to produce, so it has the lowest product cost in the competitive environment, and it is normally achieved through internal efficiency. So internal efficiencies is the only way or the best way for an organization to achieve cost leadership in the market. One example of cost leadership is the big chain like McDonald's. It has a lot of outlets in the market. It is one of the biggest fast food shop in the world. The internal efficiencies or the economy of scale helps McDonald's to achieve the lowest cost as compared to its rivals. So it is one example of cost leadership. Differentiation. This strategy involves persuading customers that our product is superior to that of our rivals. So it's about the quality, about our product quality is superior to our rivals or our competitors. Differentiation will usually allow the business to charge a premium price for its product. So the focus or the unique selling point here is differentiate our product from the competitor, especially on the quality, on the premium image as well. An example in the motor industry, like if you say Toyota is the brand seeking for cost leadership because of the internal efficiencies of Toyota production line, then for differentiation, it will fall into, say, Mercedes-Benz, because Mercedes-Benz produce the car with superior quality to Toyota, with better engine, with better quality of leather in the cars or better design. The customer perceive the quality of a Mercedes-Benz is better than a Toyota. So therefore, differentiation would allow Mercedes to charge a premium price as compared to Toyota for its motor or for its car. And the third generic strategy here is focus. This involves aiming at a segment of the market rather than the market as a whole. So it just focuses on a particular segment. The business will provide products or services that are tailored to a particular group's needs. One example, say, is a Scania. It's a brand for trucks, and it only produces trucks, not in the passenger cars. So for Scania, it's focused on a particular segment of motor market, not cover all of them. And it produced the high quality trucks for the commercial use, and it's just tailor-made to a particular group's needs because it only focuses on commercial trucks or commercial vehicles. So here is the focus strategy. And after the 5 forces analysis, a firm or an organization needs to consider which strategy here, no matter it's cost leadership, differentiation, or focus, is the best for the organization to go in the future. So here we discuss about the cost leadership, differentiation, and focus. And Porter also argued if an organization failed to do it, fail to determine what strategy, then it's just stuck in the middle. It means that it has no cost leadership advantage and the product cannot be differentiated with its competitors, and no focus, then it's just stuck in the middle, which is not an ideal situation for firms to compete in the market. For SWOT analysis, it can be examined in 4 areas, as named strength, S. So it's about the strengths of a firm or an organization, and then its weakness or weaknesses, W, and then its opportunities, O, and threats. So there are 4 elements under SWOT analysis, namely strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of an organization. So here we talk about an organization's 4 areas or 4 aspects. And SWOT analysis is an integral part of strategic analysis. Unlike pastel analysis, which focuses on external environmental issues. So to remind you, pastel analysis is seldom talk about internal issues. It's talking about external issues like the political environment, like the economic environment, social environments, technological environments, environmental environments, and legal environments. Okay, it's about external. But for SWOT analysis, it's used to view the internal and external situation that an organization finds itself in. So in other words, SWOT analysis like a complement to pastel analysis as well, because it's not just look at the external factors, it also look at the internal factors. A very important definition of SWOT analysis is you have to be clear of which elements are internal and which elements are external. For strengths and weaknesses, S and W here, they examine what an organization internally does. So they look at the organization itself, well or badly, while opportunities, O, and threats, T, look at positive and negative factors that might impact on the organization externally. So in other words, for S and W, strengths and weaknesses, they are internal situation or internal factors. And for opportunities and threats, O and T, they are external factors affecting organization. So let's move down to have a brief introduction of SWOT analysis by each element. The first, strength, or S. It means that the things we are doing well is about we, the organization. We are doing well. The things we are doing that the competition are not. So we are superior to competition or to the competitor. And S also means major successes of our organization. So we are about we. And for W with the weaknesses, it's the things we are doing badly. It's the things we are not doing but we should be. and major failures. So it's like the opposite of strengths, but also the focus is on our organization. And then move on to O, opportunities. Is the events or changes in the external environment that can be exploited. That means there's something happened outside the organization, maybe in the market, and those events or changes may be benefit to our organization, and so that we can exploit any opportunities outside. And opportunities also mean things likely to go well in the future. One example is like environmental friendly is a hot topic in recent years, and for a environmental organization, the products they sell is about how to protect the environment. Then there's an opportunity outside because the firm is producing the goods meets the trend in the market. So it's not about internal, it's about the overall market that the firm can be benefit. And threats, T, is about the events or changes in the external environment we need to protect ourselves from. So it's not about our self-issue, it's about the trend. Things likely to go badly in the future. One example is like the fossil fuel or the oil industry. The oil industry right now is not welcomed by many governments in the world because it is not good to the environment, and a lot of the oil company is struggling, and they need to find a way out how to protect themselves from this change in the environmental protection overall environment. So they have to change their product, or they have to change their focus. They move from oil industry maybe to other industry that is more environmental friendly. So based on SWOT analysis, we have the strengths analysis, weaknesses analysis, opportunity analysis, and also threat analysis. The management need to consider two things. First, matching strengths to opportunities, because it's our strengths, and opportunities is outside our organization, is external. So how to match the strengths and opportunities, and it can highlight new areas for an organization to develop. That means if there's an outside opportunities, we can see the opportunities outside and to see whether our organization have the strength to do it or to grab the opportunity. If yes, then go for it, and the company can enjoy a growth or development in that particular area. On the other hand, the management need to consider is about the weaknesses. They need to find the ways to remove weaknesses in an organization, because it's the internal issue. They need to remove those weaknesses, or they need to deal with the threats the organization faces. The threats is outside environment, and for the organization itself, it has no issue, like no weaknesses, for example, but the threats outside the organization will affect you or affect the organization in future. Like oil industry, a lot of oil companies, they are very strong, they have very good financials, they have a lot of cash, they have no issue in the financial performance, they have very good organization structure because they are well developed. But the threat is coming from the environmental friendly world, or many governments in the world, they don't like the oil industry, or they don't like the oil companies because they think oil company is harming to the environment. So the threats is coming outside, and a lot of oil companies will need to think, or that their management need to think and solve these threats. Maybe switch their products from oil products maybe to other products that is more environmental friendly, or they change their production to an environmental friendly process in order to achieve the government's regulations or standards. So here is those management need to consider how to remove weaknesses and deal with the threats.